Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Lui Nishma Sabi Akashom La Basitzchok. We're holding about Basra Daf Kuf Nun Zayin. We reached the Mishnah and Amud Aleph. Zog the Mishnah. Now we're gonna shift a little bit to the cases that we are a little familiar because we brought it when we learned Yavamis. What is it? Nofel Abayis Olav Ve'alovi Olav Ve'al Marisha. A house fell on a person and his father. Or if he does not a father, let's say he has another Moirish, he has another person who's going to bequeath him property. Now, he owes money to the wife or to a lender. So the Yershav say, one second, the son died first. He never inherited the father. And then the father died. So the father, for example, had several lands, right? The son died first. He never inherited the father. Now the father dies. He gives it to the other kids. He says, no. The father died first. The son inherited everything the father has. Now, the son dies. You have to go and collect the money from the kids of the son. In other words, did the son ever get these nechasim, these assets that belong to the father? Did they go to the son or not? So there's a conflict over here. The question is who died first. If the father died first, the son inherited him, even if it was only for 2 minutes. If the son died first, the son never inherited him. The Baal Chayv says, the lender who lent money to the son, says, yeah, the son died second. Not that he knows that he died second, but he says, I would like him to die second because that means he inherited and I have where to take my loan from. And the relatives of the father say, no, his son died first. The father never bequeathed to him the chosim, and he never got it.
So why can't they go to the relative?
Because you don't owe the money to the relative. The only Yisoyim Mishal, your father will see in a moment. But if I have a cousin, he doesn't have to pay for the lender, and he never got it. The son says the Gemara, says the Mishnah. So Shammai says Yechloiku. You don't know who's coming first. You split it. Or we still learn you leave it in the chazaka of the father. I don't know if it came back or not. You leave it in the chazaka. Now here, as the Rashbam and Tais points out, sending us to what we learn in Maseches Yavamis, that the reason Beit Shammai hold Yechloiku, because Beit Shammai hold whenever you have a shtar, you have a loan, so the shtar, anybody who holds on to the shtar is as if he already is holding on to the money. That's what he holds. There's no problem guvaina. That's what the Risham held. So here he's holding on to the shtar as if he's holding on to the money. He's a muchzak. So Basil say, I don't know what to do. Who's holding on to the money right now? The father. You wouldn't say the son got it and take it after him. You can't. Shammai say, no. I don't know if the father's holding on to the money. The Baal Chayv is holding on to the money as well because he's suffered. We don't know. So he's considered to be both considered to be muchzak. Says the Gemara Tanos. It says in the Mishnah, we saw it earlier, we'll see it later. Right? So if you have a shtar, you go to the nechasim which are mishubadim. You can go even to a lakoyach, even to a buyer. If you have nechayrin, if it's milva ba'apeh, you can only take from nechasim which are available right now under the hands of the bar. Boy Shmuel, ask Shmuel the following thing. The ikni v'kono mao. What happens if the borrower says to the lender, he's borrowing money, he's borrowing $1,000. He says, whatever I buy in the future, you will be able to take your loan from there as well. So he says, if I buy a new land next week, you can take your loan from there. You can extract the money from there. Oh, very good. Gavaldik. So that's how much the kudo over here. The Gemara says right away. The Gemara says, according to Rabbi Meir, according to Rabbi Meir, the old social works. That's clear. The borrower can tell the lender, whatever I buy, it will be a shibud. The question is according to Rabbanan. Usually, what about here? Now, why here should be different? So the Rishonim have several explanations why. One theme that comes up in the Rishonim is that shibud is different than akno. I'm not giving you an actual land. What I'm giving you is my shibud. What's a shibud? I am obligated to pay you back. I'm a borrower. So I'm saying that my obligation to pay you back is chal on something that I own right now. And even if I don't own it right now, but if I'm gonna own it later, so I'm like, I'm gonna extend that shibud to there as well.
Isn't that similar to the concept of signing personal on something? Whenever it becomes due, my personal, whenever I own it at
Yes.
that point,
Some of the Achronim want to learn that way, the Rishonim. They want to say basically it's a personal guarantee which has some collateral, whatever I have.
it could be a future collateral 10 years from now.
Yeah, because it means someone explained the pshat is that the loan is not on the nechasim. The loan is on the person. The nechasim is just a way for you to give you shibud. I can't go to you, go to your nechasim. So that's why it should work even in Dover Shalboyim does not work. So one way to understand. Yeah.
This is like almost like Agav.
What do you mean, Agav?
Because he's putting you on one.
One karka, he's giving another karka. Maybe. I didn't see anyone using concept of Agav, but maybe. Says the Gemara, so that's the question. The Ikri doesn't work or not. Omar v'yesif toshma miyorai. Choy moimrim kuzel ya pikech shemocher lo yisakarko v'sheyochel lemashka noyolav. What's the case over there? The case is you have a lender and a borrower. Right? The lender, let's say Reuven, gave money to Shimon as a loan. Now there's a dispute. If Shimon paid back the loan or not. So comes Shimon and says, well, let me teach you. I want to give you a fact. I have Eidim that a few months later, Reuven sold me a land. I bought it. If I owed him money, why would he sell me a land? So says Sarah Bonon, what do you mean? I'll tell you why he's selling you a land. Because now that you have a land, you can extract the loan from him. He's a pikeach. He's very wise. Hey, until now, I don't know where I'm going to get the money for. I sell you a land, you pay for it. Now I'm going to go to get a loan from it. 1 second, but when did he get that land? After the loan. That's the ikri. So says the Gemara, you see, you can take from a land that comes later. 1 second. You talk about taking it from him when he's alive? When he's alive and he's there, of course you take the loan. You take a loan from his clothing. You got the guy's a borrower and he owes money and he doesn't have what to pay. You take it from his shirt. Shirt off his back. I'm talking about that he bought and now he sold it. He bought and he died and it goes to the Yerusha. Oh, now I have to have a question. I have a shayla. What's the shayla? The shayla, now that I bought it later, is the shibud chal not when the person is here? What about that? Omar Avchana says, let's learn our Mishnah. Toshma, nofla b'yisalav alav marishov. You have the house of Elim and his father Amen on the one who wants to be queen in the chasim. So as he shubal choiv, and the he shubal choiv on him. Yoshe avoimrim ben mesrishon achakav mesav. So Yoshav say our Mishnah. Who died first? They say first of all died the son, then the father. Oh, 1 second. So the father died first, then what happened? The son inherited him, and therefore we as lenders, we will take the nechas to the son. 1 second. But the son got it only afterwards. It's like the ikri. The son got it, but his son got it. The loan happened 2 years ago. If the father died, he could just got it today. It's something that's coming later. That's a shayla. If someone borrows money and then he buys the chosim, then he inherits the chosim, then he gets the chosim, are these the chosim shubal devan chayv? That's exactly the case over here.
This situation happens every day.
Right. No, but regular shubal, you could say it's only what I owned when the time of the loan. What I owned. But if I buy something later, maybe not.
That's what we do say. It has a chrayas now, or it doesn't have a chrayas.
Right. So whatever he owned at the time of the loan for sure works. Whatever he did not own at the time of the loan, whatever came later, so that in so that's a shayla. So once our mission, you see that it does work. Says the Gemara, if you tell me they came later, there's no shibud. Even if the father died first, it came later. Zero, a friend, translate, explained it. There's a different concept. Mitzvah le'yisoymim ifroya chayvasavim. The yisoymim have a mitzvah to prevail chayvasavim. Even if you hold there's no shibud. But there is there's the there's a mitzvah on the Yisraelim to pay the chayva of the Avim, right? Meaning, Zok to Rashbam, lo mishum dikasav lo diikriun. Not because he wrote the word ikri. If he bought, usually doesn't work. There is a mitzvah to take care of the loan of the father. So here he's saying, one second, the guy died, the son inherited only later. Yes, even though he inherited only later, but he's still there's a responsibility for the Yorshim to pay it.
Because the father wasn't have a bad name.
Yeah, bad name. There's different reasons why the mitzvah exists, right? But it does not. It could be the shibud does not chap. Says the Gemara, okay. Says the Gemara, one second. Ravashi milva peu. For Rav Shmuel, Avitabai milva peu. Negovi lumina yosh lumina kuchas. He says, if you hold that this is basically not part of the shibud, so it means it's not including the shibud. What it is, it's a nice thing to be goyve, to take care of the father. But if you don't have a shibud, I don't have an obligation. So if you hold the ikni does work, I can say future tense, it's an obligation on the land. But if you're saying it's only a dibur, it's a milvape, you don't goyve it. So it says it was stuck again. So more Lamani Ramei would have Kuvin Zayin base. Lamani Ramei Domer Odomaka Dover Shabaloi. Our Mishnahs Ramei. That's what I have to say. Omar Yaakov ben Arpikoy Nishvei Ravina. Toshma. Bring another one. Shtori Choy V'Mugdomim V'Amuchor Epsulim V'Amuchorim Ksheir. A person wrote a Shtar Mugdom. Shmuel brings different scenarios of Shtar Mugdom. The main idea is a person is borrowing today Chodesh end of Chodesh Cheshvan. And he writes on the shtar that he bought in Elu. The shtar mugdam. Why is he going to come and use the shtar to be going from Lekucha Shlokidin? Our Mucharim. If he wrote a later date, so he is right now standing in Cheshvan, and he writes the date is going to be Rosh Chodesh Shvat. It's fine. Why is it fine? Because it's Muchar. So all I'm getting is I'm losing any sale that happened in between. Right? Now the Gemara has the following problem. One second. If you say Mucharim, if you say the Ikni does not work, so meaning, if I have a shtar, and the shtar has a certain date, so whatever he bought before the date is including the shibud. Whatever he bought after the date is not including the shibud. So if I postpone the date, and I say, I'm giving a loan right now, but I'm writing Rosh Chodesh Shvat, so anything that he bought up to Rosh Shvat will be included in the shibud. And it's wrong, because you say whatever's the future won't be included in the shibud. That's what I was asking. If you tell me future tense does not work, whatever he buys later, how does it work? You have some lands that he bought in between that will not be mishubad, and according to, because of the way I mistake it, there will be mishubad. Says the one again, you're right. If you hold the does not work, you have to say this Rameh. Another right. What's like a kois? This is we slow in Maseches Gittin. Hooray! Sorry. Someone sold a field to his friend, and he was mashbiachet. Made it better. So Reuven sold Shimon a field. Shimon goes, he invested the field. The field is worth $1 million. Now the field is worth $1.5 million. It's worth more. The Baal Chav says, one second, you have a it's $1.5 million that the lender owes me. I'm taking $1.5 million on this field. Comes now the buyer and goes back to the lender and says, one second, I'm not paying for your lender. So he goes to the seller and says, you owe me $1.5 million. Okay? $1 million I take from your land. Even lands that you sold. Because I come first. But what mashbiach is not written down, it's in chosim, you can take it only from the chosim nechler. Right? So any investment that he did, which is not written anywhere, you only can take it from the chosim nechler. 1 second, but the shvach Came only later. Why is the Malchum taking the Shvach? The Shvach wasn't there when he gave the loan. He lent money to Reuven. Reuven took the field and sold to Shimon. Shimon went in and made the field worth another $500,000. Why is it letting to take it from there? It came only later. So you see that future works.
How much did the lender give Reuben?
$1.5 million. $1.5 million.
That's the property and the increased value.
And the increased value, but you can't take anything which is future. Again, not a right, you can say it's Rabbeinu. So we don't have a right. Says the more intim tzeloyimar the ikri kono mechet ikri kono v'hoyvish ikri and he bought and he sold and he was or he bequeathed loy mishtabit and he says it's not meshubad so Allah mishtabit. Okay, so then there's nothing to discuss. There's no shit. In tzvoyim mishtabit lova ve'lova ve'choza ve'kanumau. Oh, now I have another problem. So let's assume there's mishtabit as bepashta. That's what we always understood, right? A person dies, is any one of his karkois dies, or even alive. Any one of the lands you could take, even a land he bought later. What happens if Reuven borrows money from Shimon and from Levi? Borrows from Shimon, and he writes, whatever I'm going to buy later, you could take from. He borrows from Levi, tells Levi, whatever I buy later, you could take from. And we all did that works, if you assume that it does work, even according to Rabban. So now, who gets it? Shimon or Levi? Right? Lekal mishtabed, lebasta mishtabed. Who gets it? The new one. Who gets first? Do we say that Reuven gets it first? Why? Because he wrote first to Reuven. Or you say that once he wrote to Shimon, so he basically he took back what he wrote to Reuven. I mean, to Shimon Levi. He said Shimon Levi. He wrote to Shimon, then he wrote to Levi. Do you say that Shimon came first, he already has it? Or you say, 1 second, it didn't come yet, so when he writes it to Levi, he basically takes away from Shimon, gives it to Levi. So, we have this question. The Shochem is sent from Eretz Yisrael, Rishon Kana. The first one is going. In other words, once he wrote, you can't change his mind. Ravuna says, no, it's both. You have to split it. Omar Avino, Madura Kamo de Ravashi, Omar Rishon Kana. What's Madura Kamo de Ravashi? So the Rashbam brings, we have to understand how exactly it worked. He said that Rav Ashi lived for 60 years. Right? He lived, if you look at the Duatre Madura Basra, it's about 6-7 lines in the wide lines. Rashbam says, he lived for 60 years. The called Shana Mechazat Talmud B'Shnei Chodshei Akal Nisan v'Tishrei. He used to learn in Nisan and in Tishrei. Ukeshegiu Shleishu Shana Sim Kol Talmudei. So here it's brought down that mean every time you learn one Masechta. Nisan you learn one Masechta. Tishrei you learn another Masechta. How many Masechtas do we have? 60. So 30 years he did the whole Shas. The next 30 years he did the same thing again. So he learned everything twice. He had 60 years, 30 years, he learned the whole Shas once. The other 30 years, learned all the Shas again. The big problem is, if he was only 60 years old, so he started learning at the age of 1, how does that work? There's a Girsi that says he was 60 years a Rav, not 60 years, he was a Rosh Galus of it. Okay, but the Maaseh, he says it was twice he learned Shas. So Madur Kam Ravashi says the Rishon gets it. He gives it to the Rishon. You have to split it between the two lenders. So the Gemara may see the Gemara brings a question. The Shvach Karkoyes Keitzad. What's Shvach Karkoyes? Harei Shemok Soda Lechaveiru Vish Bichu Babal Chavitov. That's what we said before. Shvach Karkoyes. Someone, Reuven sold a field to Shimon. Comes the lender of Reuven and goes to Shimon, take it. If it now the Shimon goes back. His grave is a camera because Shibodim is a Shvach because of Mechoyim. The Shvach he gets because of Mechoyim. That what happened? That the lender took. V'imiso chatzi Shvach ibayle. Why the whole Shvach? Only chatzi Shvach. Why? Because you have here two lenders. Who are the two lenders? Who are the two lenders? The first lender and the buyer. The buyer is also a lender because the buyer deserves the money. So if you say that whatever you buy in the future will be split equally between two lenders, the first, it doesn't matter who came first. So when you have when Reuven sells a field to Shimon, Shimon increased the value, now you have another $500,000 new property. Now you have the lender of Reuven, and you have Shimon arguing who should take it. So you split it. So you may, why are you saying that it sounds from the Mishnah that the lender takes for Shimon everything, and then Shimon goes to Reuven and takes it back? Why? Shimon should keep half. Says the Gemara, my goyve now diktani chatzi shvach. That's what it is. It is chatzi shvach. And that's the Gemara says, you have to say, it comes in like this whole, the Ikri comes with a lot of doichik, the way out throughout Shas. Every time you have it is either Rameir, or you have to say differently, and now he's saying that it has to be only chatzi, you get only half. When the lender of Reuven comes to take the land, he will take the land only half of what's increased value, because the buyer is considered to be a second lender. That's because
He has to go back in Reuven
for the half.
how about the full amount?
No, for the land, he's going to go back and take it to Chosem Shubadi. The Shvach, half he keeps, the other half he goes back and takes her. Right. Now just to mention, and this will end, that here, as Stace points out, right now, we have argued, the way our Gemara is structured, is we have the Kufrun Chesed Wudaf, a new Mishnah, and we have, that will be the Daf of Shabbos, Beis Hashem, to get you till the end of Kufrun Chesed Wud Beis. And the Kufrun Chesed Wud Beis in the bottom starts another sugya. That takes you until the end of the parak. Tosis brings a gear so that the sugya of Kufrun Chesed Wud Beis goes right now. And then you go to the Mishnah Kufrun Chesed Wud Half. So two gears so the Gemara, when we get to the Daf on Sunday, Beis Hashem, we'll address it. Pesei the Gemara, Rabbi Yisai, a good thing.